Oh hi, gozaimasu. Watashi wa FiyahKitteh, and welcome back to my diary of Animal Crossing New Leaf. Well, it's been a while, exactly a month, and so let's talk about November this time. There isn't much to start out in the beginning here. We're jumping directly into our catches of the day, quote unquote. I got a tuna, and I also got a mole cricket, which the special thing about this insect is actually that you're gonna walk around in your town and you're suddenly gonna hear some sort of muffled cricket sound. And what you have to do is to actually dig around where you hear the sound, and eventually you're gonna dig this guy up, and then you have to catch it pretty quickly, otherwise it's gonna go away. So if you're somewhat sensitive to noise, you're probably gonna dislike November. Either way, we also have a bagworm, which you catch pretty much like spiders. You're gonna shake trees, and eventually this thing comes down, and you catch it. Again, if you have let it, or if you have seen it come down from a tree once, you can pretty much also catch it with the net without having to shake the tree again. Again, I don't know if that's a glitch or if it's on purpose. And as I said before too, if you have a lot of trees and your villagers are basically constantly staring at one while walking by, there's a high chance that there's something in that tree, mostly a spider or a bagworm. So there you go. Alright, we then have to show off this, because throughout the whole span of November, there's basically all those mushrooms on the ground, pretty much randomly, but it's usually close to trees. And sometimes it's just a normal mushroom, but other times you actually get a piece of furniture. It's usually a mushroom series, or not it's usually, it is from the mushroom series. It can be anything from a wall lamp to whatever. It's basically a whole furniture series that you can collect by getting one piece every day by picking a specific mushroom. So basically, if you want this series, pick up any mushrooms you see throughout the whole November. Unless you have the whole series, then you can obviously stop. From what I remember, they don't sell too extremely well, as in not too extremely high prices. So if you were hoping to make some easy money, I unfortunately have to disappoint you. We also had on 11/3, my god, we had Snake's birthday. So I obviously went to his house and brought him a gift and celebrated a little bit. And it was cool. I liked it. I'm not sure anymore what I brought him. It was something that was fitting for his house. I really kind of dislike though that his house is basically this mess because, well, I mean, the floor isn't exactly pretty. It's kind of awkward if you have a house and your floor is just, well, basically what you would find outside. Just some freaking ground like that. But I'm not exactly, you know, selling fitting things to people. You could technically do that. You could put furniture into your recycling shop and make sure that the right person buys it, you know, but I don't want to go that far. I also got a new badge, which would be the Pro Diver. The thing is that I forgot to take a screenshot when I actually got it, so I quickly went into my menu so you guys can see it. It's a badge for players who love diving for sea creatures. Yep. I also, well, speaking of diving, you know, I also found Pascal. I think I've shown him off before, but basically whenever you catch a scallop, he sometimes shows up and is gonna trade you. You give him the scallop and he's gonna give you a piece of furniture from, I almost want to say his series, but it's not like called the Pascal series or anything. So I once had a pirate banner, and he once also gave me an anchor, and it's basically very ship and pirate themed stuff. So if you're into that, you should probably go catch a lot of scallops. Yep. There was also this fish that you could catch. It was called a football fish. Okay, so when you hear that word football fish, what do you think of? Well, I can safely say that when I caught that thing and I saw it, I was like, what? That's nothing like what I thought it would be like, because this is what the football fish is. It's basically an angler fish, and I have no idea why the hell they call it football fish, or how that even makes sense. I'm assuming it's because of the light in front of his face. People thought football somehow, or maybe it's the shape of the fish, I'm not sure. It's hard to say if it's football in the sense of soccer or football in the sense of American football, but I did definitely not expect this when I thought I was gonna catch a football fish. It actually scared me a little bit. I was expecting something like a flounder, I guess, but then this thing came out and I'm like, whoa, what the hell? So yeah, a football fish. Very nice. Speaking of football fish, catches of the day here for that day anyways. Football fish! Yep. Do you think I said football fish enough yet? Yeah, me neither. It's basically the anglerfish here. Cool. Then we have a blowfish. Nothing too extremely bad or much to say about this guy. And that's pretty much it. I also got another badge. Someone after. It was a Great Samuration badge. And basically you get that when you help a lot of people. It's, as it says, I just can't leave a person in need. I don't always help people, especially when they ask for fruit. Like, oh god, can you go pick me an apple? And I'm like, oh, screw you, the apple tree is just like a bunch of screens ahead, just go yourself. But, you know, usually if there's something like, can you bring this and that to a person or whatever, I sometimes do that, or occasionally also when they ask me for, can you get me a fish so-and-so, or a box so-and-so. It depends a little on what kind of creature they want me to catch. If it's something that takes me like forever, I'm like, nah bruh, sorry. So yeah. And by the way, if you couldn't tell until now, these screenshots are arranged by days, obviously, and not by topics, as in all the catches of today in the end, and all the badges in one group and whatever. Just saying, in case you were confused. Yep. So we had Gracie drop by again, and she wanted me to be all rock and roll, and well, I guess I kind of delivered that. I believe I had to actually have Slim bring me some clothes, because usually I don't have a lot of different clothes. I usually stick to the more cute ones, I guess, because they're just, I like them, you know? So, usually whenever she asked for something like outside of cute, I had to be like, Slim, could you bring me a set of your clothes? So I could actually get stuff done here. But hey, that works, right? There's a catch of the day, quote unquote. It's a flowery painting, and as you see, we're on November 6th. Again, there's not always something for every day, so for the most part I just go from day to day. Like sometimes I also skip stuff, but usually you know what kind of day I'm on, and even if not, it's not that important. The most important days are, in my opinion anyways, the the festivals and stuff like that, or birthdays. Makes sense, right? Alright, so on 11/8 we had the expansion of TIY, which is the last one, basically where Gracie actually moves in, quote unquote moves in, because the one style check I just showed earlier was basically the last. Again, I've said it before, but I'll say it again. If you have 4 style checks, or if you win, quote unquote, or pass rather 4 style checks, you're gonna get the last shop expansion, which is huge, just saying. So they were gonna be closed until November, or they were gonna close on November 9th. There you go. We also had Gulliver show up once again, and this is funny because he wanted to go to Sweden. So basically he's gonna go visit PewDiePie. Yep, apparently. In case you were wondering, what you actually get when he goes to Sweden is like this little wooden horse. It's red. Maybe you've seen those before in offline. So yeah, that's pretty much what you get from Sweden. I also had this neat little fella staying in my town on the camping site. His name is Spork, and he just has this weird smile around his face and these really cool eyes. So I actually invited him to stay in our town. And I don't know, he seemed cool. He's the same type as Biscuit, so one of those lazy types. So I was like, yeah, I technically already have a lazy type, and I technically also already have pigs, but I don't know, I just liked him, so I asked him to stay. Alright, so on 11/10, we had, as I said, the TNT Emporium grand opening, and suddenly they didn't sign with Tim and Tom anymore, but with Timothy and Thomas, because now everything is sophisticated, just because Gracie moves in. It's even when you get letters, like because you ordered something, they even sign those letters with Timothy and Thomas. So, yep, it's kind of almost awkward. Suddenly we're this like super noble, sophisticated, high-end town. It's just freaking weird. This is kind of how it looks on the inside. So you come in, there's this garden area right on the right side, like integrated, and there's trees that you can buy. There's flowers, there's hedges and bushes. There's the axe and the can, and there's also fertilizer and either a fruit or a bamboo shoot. There's just specific fruit though, not everything. So if you were hoping to complete your collection, I kind of have to disappoint you, unless one you're still missing was the persimmon, I believe. I think that's what he has usually. So the first, and then there's always one pot plant, as you can see there, that Christmas star. I believe it's called Christmas star in English too. I don't know though. As for the rest, on the left side we have the note papers or the stationery and medicine and all that stuff. Fortune cookies and all these things. And if you want to see the furniture, you have to go to the first floor, and there's a lot of furniture usually there. And on the very top floor, so the second, there's Gracie with her freaking expensive stuff. My god. If you wanna spend a lot of money, like a lot of money, go see Gracie. Yeah. Oh god. Alright, on 11/12 we had a weather forecast that was announcing snow, pretty much. So it was starting to get colder, basically. It's starting to get winter, and I just wanted to show that off. I'm pretty sure I have some screenshots where you actually can see the snow at some point, so you'll see it, don't worry. This is Spork moving in. He's just, I don't know, he's freaking cool. When he sets up his house the first time, it looks kind of like a school room, because he has this blackboard and then like 3 school tables. I don't know how you call them, those scholar tables, whatever. So it looks kind of weird, and it's especially weird given that he's one of those lazy types. So, but it's pretty cool in a way. So. Catch of the day, quote unquote, a perfect painting. Yep, that one there on the left. The one on the right is the first painting I ever got. So this is a screenshot of how my town was looking until then. As you see, it's framed with those purple and kind of lilac, I know they're supposed to be white, flowers. Everything is framed like that, like the whole town. And then I filled it out with those bread pink flowers. And I would make those paths with some patterns, obviously, like you can see in the very right. And around there, I would put all those bushes. In this case, I actually made it so that the main paths are surrounded with pink bushes. So there's 2 types of pink bushes, and so I just put those always. And if there's a little side path that is just 1 tile wide, for example, to get to the camping site or whatever, I would frame those with blue bushes, and it looks really cool. It's a lot of work, but it's so friggin' worth it. This is kind of how it looks on a more flat note, I guess. It's really neat, honestly. I really like it. And this is, for example, one of those side attractions where, if you can see there on the bottom right, there's this 1 tile, and down there's this 1 tile path that goes from the main way we just saw to here. So basically that's how it looks. It's really friggin' neat. I really like it. Alright, so on 11:15, I believe, yeah, I think on 11:15, we had no, actually on 11:16, sorry. We had a fishing tourney, and as always, instead of showing you what the hell we did, especially because this time it was about black bass, I'm gonna show you the results. We had Snake as the winner, Willow as second, me as third. I'm not really good at the black bass tournaments. I don't know, it's just very random, I feel like. Because either you're lucky and you catch a really big black bass, or you're just unlucky and the others always have something better than you. This is why I don't like the 1 species or 1 fish tournaments, and I'd rather have the one where you can bring him anything. I know it's technically super easy to win, and it's almost cheating because, you know, we have access to the island and our villagers don't. But I just personally don't enjoy standing at the river for like hours and hours trying to catch a black bass that is just bigger than anybody else's. It's kind of like I have better stuff to do. I'd rather invest that time in making my town look better, or, you know, talking to my villagers, or advancing in days, or whatever the hell, you know. But that's just me. Maybe somebody really digs the black bass tournament. I don't know, both. So, good for you! So, what we had here is that I paid off my next loan for the house. It's starting to get places, and I'm gonna show you some footage very soon, actually, of my town and of my house and everything. So yeah, you're gonna see how far I got. I also need to highlight this neat song, or the cover actually. It's a KK song, and it has this kick-ass 8-bit cover, and I was so happy when I saw that because it's so freaking cool. I just had to show this off. I mean, look at it, it's so full of nostalgia. It's just, they need to make a game like that. Just for lols. It'd be pretty cool. Like Super Mario, but with KK here. That'd be cool. I also have a few more pictures from the surrounding. This was mid-November, and the trees actually started to change color. As you can see here, they got this nice red. They were yellow first, in the first, like since October, I believe. And then mid-November they changed to this really nice red, and I was like so happy. I was so happy when I saw that. It's beautiful. I love it. This is how the other trees look, like the pines. I feel like they get a bit darker, but I don't know, maybe it's just me because I haven't seen them in a long time, like how they used to look anyways. It looks really neat. It's super awesome. I really like that the game changes the environment like that. You can even tell that the floor, or the grass, or the ground, whatever you want to call it, changed color. It used to be like this nice green, now it's more like this yellow brownish, which makes sense, you know, but it's super neat. The visuals in this game are really, really nice. We have another catch of the day, I guess, quote unquote. It's the Jolly Painting. And it's basically this guy made of leaves and natural stuff, basically. So yeah, it was November 16th when the colors and stuff changed. In case you wanted to know. I also had a nice little villager again, or a nice little guest in my village, rather. On my camping set, it was this cute little kitty. I forgot her name, but it was something very kitty related. That's what I remember. I forgot what it was, so whoops. I would have liked for her to stay. It's just that again, I usually try to not have too many people from the same species in my town, and especially also from the same type. You know, like lazy and all that stuff, angry and chipper. So, but I still wanted to take a picture just for a memory album or whatever. Yep. I also got another badge. It's the village leader badge. I'm still enjoying the good life here. I believe this is when you get, or when you play a certain amount of time on, like, on your game file. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. You would think so from the description. But yeah. This is how it looks on in late November, I guess. 11/26 there already, jeez. When it starts snowing, it's really nice. And actually, the holly bushes start sprouting their berries too, slowly. Which makes sense, because they're kind of Christmas related, or Christmas themed, or winter themed, I don't know what you want to say. So, it's pretty nice. This is how it looks when it snows. So, yep, not much else to say. I also invited somebody else. I'm not sure if I showed that, I don't think I did. He's called Croc, so a very French name. And this is how it looks. He's one of those angry types. I believe it's angry. I'm not sure anymore. Just like those more aggressive angry types, yeah. And his house looks pretty interesting. He has these leaves, these autumn leaves on the ground, and these autumn trees on the wall. It's really neat. It's otherwise very scarce. Like there's not a lot of items in his house, but it looks cool. Technically, the guide, I believe, says that the angry types are first kind of hostile towards you, but they warm up, you know, slowly, and they gossip a lot about people. I didn't feel like it was that way. Honestly, he was pretty okay and friendly from the get-go. So I don't know, maybe I just have a weird perception, or it didn't happen as the guide said. Could be either. No idea. This was Kit Kat calling me his lady bro again, which I really like, by the way. And I mostly wanted to show this screenshot because he was talking about getting some lady bro bonding done. I just really liked the way he put it, and I was like, oh, I need to show that to the guys out there. It's so cool. If you can have one of those types in your town, go for it. Like those more sporty kind of types, go for it, because they're constantly gonna call you lady bro, like, well, if you're a girl anyway. And I don't know, it just feels so cool. It's so awesome. It's the kind of friendship I like to have with guys and stuff. This whole bro thing, like, I'm one of the guys, you know. It's so awesome. I also actually tweeted about this once. This was the gift that you can get from the post office for November-ish. It was this firework table. It looks really neat, and it's really super colorful and rich. So I hope everybody got it, or everybody who wanted to get it saw my tweet, because it's really cool. If you need one, I think I can order these. I'm actually pretty sure I can order these. So it's really neat. But if you missed it and you want one, I guess let me know. Catches of today, we have the Bitterling, which is a really neat, cute, small little fish. Well, not that small, not as small as a freaking goldfish or whatever, but you know, one of those smaller ones. And that's pretty much it. Now there is this festival that I wanted to show off for November. 11/28. Alright, so on 11/28, there's the Harvest Festival. She even says, "Attention residents, today we're celebrating the Harvest Festival," you know, that kind of thing. And basically it's like, kind of like Thanksgiving. It's probably the quote-unquote translation for or of Thanksgiving. Here's what happens. You go to your town square, and there's this turkey chef cook standing there, which is kind of funny if you think about it. And he's gonna want to make dishes, specific meals, dishes basically. And he's gonna ask you to collect certain ingredients, and some of them you can find basically in nature, because sometimes he wants you to dive for some seafood kind of thing, or he wants you to get a specific mushroom or you know, something like that. But other times there's stuff that you won't find anywhere in nature, like vinegar, butter, sugar, you know. And what you have to do is to basically go to your villagers, or the ones that are in your in their houses anyway, and do trading. So they're gonna want something specific, and are in return gonna give you something else that you might be able to use for your cooking with Chef Turkey here. His name is Franklin, by the way. This is how it could look. He says he wants to make a mushroom salad, and you need 3 ingredients, specific ingredients. So yeah, that's pretty much what you need to do. You don't always know what you're gonna get from your villagers, so you're just gonna have to kinda trade on luck and kinda just store or keep anything that you get, because there's a chance you might need it for the next dish. So in this case, we had KitKat, who I had to get a black, was it a sea bass or a black bass? I forgot. It's some fish for him. You can see it there. I forgot which one that was. I think the black one. And he gave you this round mushroom in return. That was definitely one of the ingredients that you needed. I even had to go diving, as I said, because sometimes he wanted some sort of crab or God knows whatever. And when you bring him all the ingredients, he goes, "Oh, let's get cooking," and it's all like super high motivational spirits and whatnot. And this was the first dish. I believe it was a mushroom salad. Yeah, really. It's pretty cool. Once you have the dish done, you get an actual prize. I believe it was a fruit basket, like a picnic basket or something. And the next thing was like that, God, I forgot the name, a cornupta or something, like those weird corn, acorn, not acorn. They look like a shell and have fruit in it. I don't know, I've seen some of these offline before. It's very harvest themed, so maybe you know what I'm talking about, even though I forgot the word. I believe the second dish we made was a soup or something. I believe it kind of looks like it right there. The third was I believe snapper or something, so some fish dish, lol. And then we had a dessert, so some waffles, or I believe it was pie or something. You can go and make all 4 dishes if you want. You're gonna get something every time, I believe. It's up to you, really. You can also just do 1 dish and then forget about the rest or whatever. But I personally wanted to finish the whole event. It was cool. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. I actually kept some of the leftover ingredients and put them in my storage, just because why not? I don't know if you can sell them or do anything else with them. I don't think so, but I don't know. I just wanted to keep them. Either way, catch of the day is snow crab. Man, this thing took me forever to find. Jesus Christ. It was frustrating. And another quote-unquote catch of the day, the fine painting. Again, November 28th. So that was that Thanksgiving kind of holiday thing. The only other thing I have to show for the rest of November was I had another villager or another guest / camper coming to my village. This is Shep, and I wanted to show him off. I usually make photos of everybody who stays in my town just for memories, because if I can't invite them to stay with me, I at least want to, you know, keep the memory. And I also wanted to show this off. I got a Ladia suit from my fortune cookies. So, yeah. And no, I don't have it anymore. I gave it to Slim. I always give everything to Slim that I don't need in terms of those Nintendo items. And if I already have them, or we both have them, like if it's something I want to, I usually sell it, so sorry. Well, that was pretty much it for November. As always, this whole series is affiliated and associated with the shop on my website. If you still want to go check, I'm actually gonna add some Christmas stuff pretty soon-ish. Not quite yet, but soon-ish. So if you'd be interested in that. And other than that, I am definitely gonna see you for December, because there is one huge major holiday coming up in Animal Crossing, and also in real life. So I hope you guys had fun and enjoyed. As always, let me know your thoughts and your input and whatnot. And as always, thanks for watching, thanks for joining, and I'll see you next time. Bye y'all!